Welcome back to footballology. So I really wanted to give you guys my predictions on the Super Bowl and some of the things that I think either team needs to do to give themselves a chance to win. So I really hope you guys enjoy this video. Let's get into it. Super Bowl 50. So before we get into the breakdown of the two teams, the first thing I want to talk about is I'm mad that the Chiefs didn't make the Super Bowl. And the reason why I'm mad that the Chiefs didn't make the Super Bowl, I seen a black and gold jersey that was number 50 before the Super Bowl. And I thought if the Chiefs made the Super Bowl, you can get a Justin Houston jersey that was black and gold, get that autograph, and that thing would have been sick and been crazy legit. But that's just me. Let's jump into the video and talk about the two teams that are in the Super Bowl, Carolina Panthers and the Denver Broncos. Now, I want to break down the Broncos first because no one's giving them a chance to actually win this game. The first thing that the Denver Broncos are going to have to do to win this game is do something they haven't been able to do consistently all season long, and that's to run the ball. C.J. Anderson and Ronnie Hillman are going to win this game or lose this game for the Denver Broncos. Denver's offensive line is not as good as it has been, 2 seasons ago when Peyton was just eating everybody alive. When you look at this team, they're going to have to out-scheme Carolina. That's the only way they're going to have to win this game. I'm talking bootlegs. And I know Peyton is not the best bootleg quarterback. He'll have to bootleg. You know how Peyton gets around the goal line and he bootlegs, boom, touchdown? He needs about 2 of those. Demaryius Thomas, his hands have been inconsistent this season. That's going to have to completely change. And then Emmanuel Sanders, you got to keep him healthy. I mean, the man gets hit wrong and he has a concussion, and then you down a weapon. Denver's offense is so tough to explain them because they have Peyton Manning, so you're like, they have a chance to win. Peyton is the best scheme quarterback out there, and he can scheme with the best, and he can play with the best because he throws with anticipation. He knows what you're going to do. He knows your tendencies. He knows how to play against you. But he just hasn't been that Peyton Manning this year, and I think his body's kind of telling him that, and everyone's like, oh, he's going to retire. He's going to retire. He can't play another season the way he's played this year and expect to make it to this stage again because the defense that they have, Denver's defense, dare I say it, is an elite defense. It pains me to say this. Denver's defense is legit. They have Von Miller, which I'm a huge fan of, and it's a hate-love relationship there, but Von Miller is a beast. And then you have DeMarcus Ware, which is another beast. And then off the bench, you got Barrett, Shaquille Barrett, and Shane Ray. That's good rotation if you ask me. Bring in DeMarcus on second and third down situations and passing down, and give yourself an actual chance to win. And then Von Miller's just dude is like a bullet coming off the edge. Dude is good. He is what D Ford could be, but not here or there. So that right there is going to give Denver a chance to win. But no one's talking about Denver's defensive line, which I'm a big fan of. Sylvester Williams, Derek Wolfe, those two guys right there they're legit, beyond legit. A lot of people were like, why did they give up on Terrence Knight? And Terrence Knight was amazing, blah, blah, blah. Well, they had a solid core group of young guys that were coming on, and they knew they were going to be good. Phenomenal guys, and I think that those guys, DeMarcus Ware, Shaquille Barrett, Shane Ray, Sylvester Williams, Derek Wolfe, and Von Miller, I think those guys are going to be the difference makers in this game. Now, where I feel like the weakness of this Denver Broncos defense is the mid-range center of the defense, and that's the middle linebackers where they're usually trolling. When you look at the middle linebackers, I'm not a fan of Brandon Marshall, and I'm not a fan of Danny Trevathan. They're undersized guys going against Cam Newton. Cam Newton is a powerhouse, and Jonathan Stewart is a powerhouse as well. I'm not a big fan of those two linebackers. I just don't think they can get the job done. In a way, borderline, they've been a liability this year. And so when you look at them, I think that's where you're going to have to attack in this Denver defense to actually give yourself a chance. You're not going to be able to attack on the outside. Dare I say it, Chris Harris is actually decent. I'm not a fan of his. But Chris Harris is decent. Keith Talib is a monster. Dude's probably one of the best press corners in the league. He can shut you down at the line of scrimmage before you even wake up. And and then you think about TJ Ward, which I think is that box safety that you want. Now, if you really have an opportunity to, and this is up to Ted Ginn is going to have to get off of Keith Talib and actually get down the field. And that's really the only way you're going to score on this defense. To put together a solid drive against this defense is going to be really hard. And I'm talking that 5-6 minute drive where you ran the ball, you passed the ball really well, picked up a couple of first downs and scored a touchdown. In order to do that, you're really going to have to be consistent and really good with your game plan. And I don't know. Like I said, it pains me to say it, but the Denver defense is good. And I think they're going to be the reason why they win this. And they've been the reason why they won a lot of their games this season. The thing is, Denver's offense can win this game, but Peyton Manning isn't going to be the guy to do it for him. He can't be the guy to do it for him, because the only way you can attack the Carolina's defense is deep down the center. Their safety play is not as up to par as it needs to be, and that's where you're going to have to attack against this defense. And I don't know. I mean, the ball's going to have to come out in a heartbeat, and I know Peyton can do that. Wide receiver screens, bubble screens, slants, quick hitch routes, whatever the case may be. The ball's going to come out with the best, but I'm not sure if you're going to run against Carolina. It's just, I don't know. It's going to be tough for Denver, but it's just, it's up to Peyton Manning. He's going to have to do whatever he has to do, eat his vitamins. If he knows this is his last game, do what you got to do, man, because you got to push that ball down the field if you're Denver. You got to. Your defense is not going to lose this game for you. Your offense is going to lose this game for you. You got to have a good chance. And it's going to be on the offensive side. Now, we switch to Carolina. Carolina's offense, it's interesting, because at the beginning of the season, if you would have asked me, I would have said shut down Greg Olsen, and you would have slowed him down, plain and simple. You would have slowed him down, not stopped him, slowed him down. Now, when you look at Carolina's offense, it's like, okay, Cam Newton, he's a double threat. We knew that. He can pass, though. His passing game has been remarkable this year. I think there is going to be a good matchup against Greg Olsen against the Denver secondary, or Denver linebacking core. And I think that's where the matchup is really going to be. I think Carolina's offensive line is going to have to play their best game that they've played all season long. And they've been playing pretty good ball all season, but I think this is going to have to be that game-changing game. And then Ted Ginn, man, don't let Talib get his hands on you. If you're Ted Ginn, if Talib gets into your body, you're done, man. You're done. Play the next play. You're done. You're just done if you're Talib. And then Corey Brown, once again, Chris Harris getting in your body, or Bradley Roby gets into your body, you're done. Devin Funchess, you're only good in the red zone inside the 20s. I think the lack of a receiving core can actually hurt Carolina here. That's something that they've been kind of playing on, if you will, and using the speed of the receivers to give them a chance. Calvin Benjamin would have been the difference in this game if he was there, because Calvin Benjamin would have made that safety shade a little bit more towards the corners, because Calvin Benjamin is strong enough and more of a technician now in his second year. And he would have been able to get off the press of Talib or Harris. But I think once Talib gets into Ted Ginn's body, it's over. But on the flip side, if Ted Ginn doesn't allow Talib get one hand on him, he's gone. As soon as Ted Ginn takes off, he is gone. No one's going to catch him. Talib doesn't have the speed to catch him, and Talib knows that. So he might end up playing off. And so that's kind of like, what do you want to do? It's just, once again, just like Denver's receiving core, Carolina's been inconsistent in catching a lot of balls this year, and that's something that's kind of no one's talked about, but that's something that could potentially hurt them in this game. I think Jonathan Stewart, he's going to have a pretty good game. He's going to have to run. But once again, it's up to the Carolina offensive line. And then I think Cam Newton is going to be Cam Newton. Plain and simple. He's going to throw some dimes. He's going to throw some good passes here and there. He's going to run for a couple yards. I wouldn't be surprised if he finished the game with 100 yards rushing. Probably a Super Bowl record by a quarterback. And, about 300 yards passing. I think that the game is really going to rest on his shoulders more than it has all season long for him to make more plays than he has to. But now if you're Cam Newton, you can't get too heavy. You can't do too much, because you don't want to take your teammates out of the game and then try to put the game on your back and then wind up hurting your team in the process. So I think if you're Cam Newton, trust your teammates, give your teammates a chance to win this game for you, or help you win this game, and then everybody wins at that point. Now flip it onto the Carolina defensive side. Carolina, Josh Norman, obviously he's going to be on Demaris, and that's going to be a great matchup, especially with Norman being who he has this season, how he's grown as a corner over the course of this season. I think it's going to be a great matchup there. Demaris is definitely going to have to use his size and strength against Norman and give himself a chance to get off that press, but Norman's going to be in him all day. Now, the real true matchup that I really want to watch is Denver's offensive line versus Carolina defensive front. This Carolina defensive front is vish-ish. They let go of Greg Hardy. A lot of people were like, oh, where's that pass rush going to come from? And then, Charles Johnson showed up. He's pretty good. But this short guy, was it K1 Short? Oh, my God. Dude is legit from the interior. He's playing good ball. But my favorite player on Carolina is Luke Kuechly, number 59. He should have been a Chief. He was like this close to being a Chief. And but that dude, that's going to be the difference makers. And he's been a quality cover guy down the middle of the field. And this is what I'm talking about with Peyton Manning. He can't throw those short stuff because Thomas Davis and Luke Kuechly are going to be sitting on it. And then they got the young guy, Shaq Thompson, that is amazing. I think he's legit. He can pass rush, but at the same time, he has the athleticism to drop back in coverage and play underneath. So when you look at this Carolina defense, this is what you got to do. You got to get the ball out fast because that D-line is coming quick. And if you try to get the ball out fast, guess what's going to happen? Luke, Thomas Davis, and Shaq Thompson are sitting on those passes. And even if you throw it to the outside, Josh Norman's going to get you. And then the Ben Wickery guy, he's been showing up nice. And then Trey Boston, he's been, he made a couple plays throughout the playoffs. And then, Kurt Coleman. The list goes on of guys that can make plays, but they're not consistently making plays. I think the consistent playmakers on their defense is Short. Coney Ealy's been in a couple of plays. They get Jared Allen back tomorrow, and that's going to be a really difference maker. This is Jared Allen's first Super Bowl, and we know Jared Allen can get after the quarterback. And then you got, Josh Norman. And those are your consistent playmakers. I think there's going to be a lot of other guys on the defensive side of the ball that needs to step up. That's it. And make Peyton throw the ball fast and give your linebackers and your D-backs a chance to play the ball. And I think this game is going to be Carolina's for sure. And that's why I'm picking Carolina, because their defensive line versus this Denver offensive line. That's why I'm picking. That's solely why I'm picking this game. I think Cam Newton could put up 17 points, maybe 20, because it's going to be a low-scoring game. I'm getting 2017. I'm thinking somewhere around there, or 2014, somewhere around there. It's going to be a low-scoring game. Cam Newton's going to put up enough points to give his team a chance to win. But that Carolina's defensive line, man, they've been nasty. Carolina, man, they're one team that once they get hot, they're hot, and you cannot stop them. So, yeah, give me Carolina 20-14. It's going to be a good game, though. I think just watch that matchup. Carolina's defensive line versus Denver offensive line. That's going to be a quality matchup. I think Carolina's offensive line can stand up long enough. Now, I'm not saying that Carolina's offensive line is better than Denver's, but what I'm saying is I think they can give Cam enough time. But on the flip side, Cam Newton can push the ball when he needs to. He can take off running. I just think that when it comes down to it, that Denver offensive line has been suspect all season long. This Denver offense has been suspect all season long, let's be honest. And so it's going to be interesting, but give me Carolina in the Super Bowl. Well, that's my Super Bowl prediction and breakdown. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know your breakdown, if you will, and your predictions down below in the comments section. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're not a footballologist yet. I don't know what you're waiting for. Become a footballologist today. Subscribe to the channel. But the season has gone by so fast. I'm kind of sad that it's over with already. But on the flip side, my time of year is coming up. The Combine, Senior Bowl has already happened. That time of year, that's when I flourish, and that's when I really get into the football season even more. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what your Super Bowl predictions are, and stay safe, football fans.